Hey guys, how's it going? It is Sam here and welcome to my solo Armadyl guide. Now the methods I will be using are how I solo Armadyl, so they might be a bit different to other people's, but I can tell you that the method I do use is very good, as I seem to get a lot of kills in a single trip. The stats I recommend you have would be at least 90 defense so you can access most of the high level gear, meaning that you will receive less damage throughout the trip. 90 plus range is also recommended as you will want to be able to hit fairly good on the boss, meaning that you can get more kills in per trip. I recommend having 95 prayer so it gives you access to two curses including Anguish and Soul Split. Soul Split will be used to heal yourself throughout the trip, and Anguish will be used to increase your range attack and also your range strength. A magic level of at least 90 is good, as this will reduce the damage taken from the boss's magical attacks. The constitution level that I advise you to have would be at least 90 so you don't die from combo attacks. A herb lore level of at least 96 is good to have, as this will give you the overload potions, meaning that your stats will be boosted, making the whole trip more effective. And then finally, having a summoning level of 88 will allow you to use the Unicorn Stallion, which is going to be your main source of healing. Now there are other requirements which are quest related, including Troll Stronghold. However, I'm not going to go into that because I reckon most people that are watching this guide would have at least completed them and kind of know what they're doing. Most people that have, or most people that do start going to God Wars usually start out on Bandos, so you know, if I had a guide for that then I'd probably mention it in that. But for Armadyl, it's quite a sort of a difficult boss, especially if it is your first time, so you know, you need to be careful when actually dealing with her, but I'm pretty sure that most of you who are watching this guide have at least been there once or twice, so you've most likely done the quests for that. Okay, so to the actual abilities, you want to have Piercing Shot, Ricochet, Fragmentation Shot, Bombardment, Snapshot, and Rapid Fire. Now I haven't included any ultimate abilities because the thresholds that you will be using will be able to do the job, and because they are so powerful you will not need to worry about wasting your full adrenaline on using ultimate. So make sure you do have these three, as they are very important and they hit very well on Kriara. So that's pretty much it. And then on the end of the action bar I've got Regenerate, which of course it heals you over 6 seconds. We've got a food slot. Now right now I've got a manta ray, but of course you can switch that for sharks or rocktails or something like that. And then the last one is a super restore potion. Again, you could change this to a prayer flask or anything that will get up your prayer. So that's pretty much it for the action bar. Just make sure you do have it in this order as well, because you will be doing it in a particular order to actually attack Kriara. Okay, so the gear that I'm using looks like this. As you can see, I'm using Armadyl. Now this is very important to have at least one Armadyl piece so you can protect yourself from the Armadyl creatures whilst getting KC. If you don't have Armadyl, then they will all start attacking you and it just isn't worth it. So having one Armadyl item is a must, and I really do mean that. It is a must to have at least one Armadyl piece. I've got a Vampirism Aura. This is so that it heals me 5% of every hit I do. This is really helpful because you're going to be hitting quite a lot on Kriara, and she's also going to be hitting quite a lot on you. So if you have this, then you know it's going to even out and you'll be fine whilst attacking her. Got an Ava's Alerter. This is for the range crit that it has with it of 2.2% to increase damage, and also just to retrieve some of your bolts so you don't use as many, so you can stay there for a little longer. As you can see, I am bringing 200 royal bolts with me, which ties in with the crossbow I'm using, which is a royal crossbow. This is a very good crossbow and will deal a lot of damage on Kriara, so definitely use that. If you haven't got a royal crossbow, then you could maybe substitute it for a chaotic crossbow or a dragon crossbow, and then just use, say, like diamond bolts instead of royal bolts. The necklace I have is a Amulet of Fury. I decided to use this as it has good critical bonus all round, which will protect you from the minions hits as well as the boss hits. I've got Swift gloves, as they are very good. They're a high level glove for ranging, as it says there, level 80. They have a good armor and life bonus with them, so that's why I like to use them. And then I've got an Onyx ring here, just like the Fury. It has good stats all round to protect you from the minions and the boss hits. And then finally down here I've got some Glaven boots. They're one of the best boots in the game for ranging, so having these will help you in terms of you know, taking less damage and also dealing a little bit more. Now the inventory is very simple, you don't exactly need too much, which is good. You don't need to spend too much cash on anything either. The first thing is a Trollheim tablet. I'm guessing that most people that are watching this have completed the love story quest, so they can use this. If you haven't, then there are alternative methods to actually getting to God Wars, but I'm not going to go over that now because I reckon most people that are watching this guide have at least been to God Wars once and kind of know what they're doing. And then I've got 5 manta rays. You can swap this for rocktails or sharks. Any sort of high level food will do. You don't exactly need too much because, like I said, you're going to be using your unicorn stallion to most likely heal you throughout the whole trip. But in case you do get low, then you can resort back to your food in your invent to sort of save you. The next is 10 super restore flasks. You can swap these for maybe prayer flasks. That's about it really. You're going to be using prayer quite a lot, so having at least 10 will be fine. This will be able to last you for 3 unicorn pouches, so you can last it for quite a long time. It might not seem like you've got a lot, but it will last you because you've also got the altar in the room as well, which you can use to get back your prayer, and also the prayer renewals, which I have in my invent as well, which are going to help you bring it up a bit more. I've got overloads, sorry. These are very recommended, or strongly recommended actually, because it boosts your stats, and when your stats are boosted you're obviously going to hit more and take less damage, meaning that you can get more kills in there per trip, giving you a better chance of actually getting a drop. So try and get some overloads, they will help big time. And then finally I've got healing aura scrolls, obviously for the unicorn, and 5 teleport to house to save you if you're low on health or you finish the trip. So once you're ready to actually go to Armadyl, you just want to teleport with your Trollheim tablet, and that would take you to the top of the Trollheim mountain. Now there is a small obelisk here, which if your points for summoning are low, then you might as well use it as it's free, and it's just right there. So what you want to do then is just run down the cliff sides or climb over them and continue to run east. Now I think the cliffside shortcuts do require an agility level, but I'm guessing they're not too high. Most people that do go to God Wars would have fairly decent stats anyway, but if you don't have the agility level to climb over them, then you can just run around. Like I said though, I don't exactly know what the agility level is though to actually climb over it. But once you're down to the very far east, then you just want to run around north. There are some trolls which will throw some rocks at you, so I recommend just praying range, so it reduces the damage by 50%. They will still hit you, but they will hit less. Now here comes the boulder. You either need 60 strength or 60 agility to lift or squeeze past it. So just go for it and then pray melee. There will be some wolves here which will start attacking you, and also the snow will slowly reduce your stats, so you kind of want to get down to this hole as soon as possible. Once you are down there, there will be one square which is the one where you land on, where all the monsters are unaggressive on you. Here I like to rest and just get up my run energy and wait until it's about 80, because you're going to be running down south and loads of monsters will start attacking you, so you want to have a fair bit of run on you. So once your run energy is fairly high, you just want to pray melee and run down south. Now different monsters will start attacking you from the Saradomin, Bandos, and also the Zamorak creatures. That's because you haven't got a Zamorak, Saradomin or Bandos item. None of the Armadyl creatures will attack you though, because of course you're wearing the Armadyl items, so that prevents them from doing so. So what you want to do is just go over the chasm here, which requires a range level of 70, I'm sure, and then just take off your pray melee. This is where you want to get your KC. Now there's various Aviancies and also spiritual mages that you will want to attack to get your KC up. You want to have a KC at least 40 before you can actually enter the room to kill Kriara. So the best thing to do is just to use your abilities on your ability bar to attack them. I don't advise using momentum as it's slightly slower, but you just want to stick to using the abilities right here. Now it's fairly easy to get KC. What you want to do is just attack an Aviancy or either a spiritual mage and just use your action bar and use the abilities that you have on it to quickly attack them. Now you will be able to kill these fairly fast. Before the EOC it seemed a lot slower, but with the actions you do have, or the actions that are recommended by me, you will be able to get them down very, very fast. So just use them like that, and you'll get KC in no time. Now the Aviancies will actually drop some adamant bars, which are recommended to pick up. They drop 4 at a time, and they will pay for your invent, most likely from just getting KC, as that one drop is worth 11.8k. So make sure you do pick them adamant bars up, and you know, you won't be spending any more on your invent. So I've just killed my last Aviancy and I've now got 40 KC, which means I can now enter the room to get into Kriara. So what you want to do now is just run up the side of this cave and you will see the big door, which is where you want to actually enter. So you want to be careful when you are running up here, because there will be a few Zamorak creatures such as this spiritual ranger that will start attacking you because you haven't got a Zamorak item. So what I'd like to do is just hide behind this rock here and run onto this square, and it will protect you from all the monsters. And also from here you can look in and see if the world is free or not. If it isn't, then you can just quickly hop and you know, see if it is, and you won't get attacked, which is really good. So seeing as this world is taken, I'm just going to world hop and wait until I find a free world. Okay then, so I just had to hop once and this world is free. Now before you go in, you just want to make sure that you've selected your quick cursors to the ones that I've got. That is Protect Item, Soul Split, and also Anguish. This is so that you can kill it the fastest way that you can, and just generally make sure you are ready to enter. Now what I like to do is drink the overload and then the prayer renewal, then turn on my prayers and then run through the door, which is what I'm going to do now, and then I can show you what to do then. I did happen to get 48 adamant bars from that 40kc, so if I do actually just price check that quickly just to show you, I made 142k, which pretty much makes up for probably all of the items that are in my invent right now. So let's actually get on with it. I'm going to run out here, drink one overload flask and then prayer renewal, turn on my prayers and enter the big door. Now what you want to do straight away is attack Kriar, which is the level 210, and start using your abilities from 1 to 10. Well, that was kind of funny, she kind of died straight away. What I will do in that case is quickly pause the video, and once she's back in I will record. So whilst actually waiting for Armadyl to spawn, I like to just stand on this little circle here because you're right next to the altar, so if you ever need to use it, you know, when she's about to spawn, then that's, you know, awesome. You can only use this altar though once every 10 minutes, so keep that in mind. You can't continuously keep using it, or that would be a little bit overpowered, but try and use it as much as you can because it is free prayer points at the end of the day, and it will help you in the trip. So what I really just do here is stand on this circle and wait for her to spawn, and then as soon as she does spawn I just quickly turn on my curses and start attacking her straight away, like this. So just turn them on and then use your abilities like I was going to say. So you want to do 1 to 2 and then back to 1. Pretty much every other ability that you use, you want to go straight back to 1 because you can use that one every 3 seconds. Sometimes you will have to wait for it to actually sort of finished going around its like cycle, but that's okay. So once you do have halfway through your adrenaline bar, you can use your threshold abilities. It doesn't exactly matter which one you use, as long as you use one of them, then that is important. So when it is down again, just go to one of the abilities and then back to 1, and then continuously keep doing that, and then use your threshold abilities when you can, and that's really pretty much it. It's a really simple way to kill Armadyl. As you can see, it's pretty much already half dead, and I haven't needed to eaten yet. The soul split does all the work. I actually want to activate my aura as well. I totally forgot about that. I always seem to forget about that when I do everything, but this is seriously how you just kill Armadyl, is just use you know, the 1, 2, 3 abilities, and then as soon as you've got it halfway, just use 4, Q and W, and you're good to go. What I like to see is when the wingman scree is underneath Kriara, if you use ability 4, it will do damage to both of them, and it just hits a fair bit, as you can see there, and it does a lot of damage, so that's really helpful. So just continue using the abilities. I haven't included ultimates because, like I said, these threshold abilities are just so powerful, you just don't need to use them. Your prayer points will run out like that, but it doesn't exactly matter no more, because whilst killing Kriara, she doesn't exactly hit too much. Before the EOC came out, she would hit a considerable amount and you would get owned pretty fast. But what I like to do, especially when she's close to dying, is to leave my prayer points on 0, and then once all the minions are dead, I'll just run over to the prayer altar and you know, get full prayer points. But if you are kind of scared about soloing Armadyl, then make sure you do you know, drink a super restore and get your prayer points up as soon as possible. Now once she has died and all the other minions are dead, make sure you use the ability regenerate, as you'll just get a bit of HP back, and it can be really helpful in the trip if you continue to use it, because it just saves a little bit on the food. So as you can see from that kill, it was very easy, also recording as well, so you know, it was easy to do. I didn't really panic too much, and I got the job done fast. And like I said, that's pretty much it on how you really kill Armadyl. I'm just going to continue to kill her this trip, and if I do actually get any drops on this, I will just include it just to show you what she can actually drop. Also, whilst killing Kuriari, you just want to make sure you continuously keep looking at your prayer points. Drink overloads when needed. It will tell you in the chat box when your overload and prayer renewals are running out, so make sure you do keep looking at that, so you can always be boosted in stats, and you can always have your prayer renewing slowly. You can actually look at your stats if you go to the combat panel here, and you can see that your booster stats are all there, and also your prayer renew is active, so just in case you forget, then you can always look at that and see if it is active or not. And yeah, just keep killing her, make sure you're safe, make sure your HP is high so you don't get comboed, because sometimes it can happen where they can hit considerable amounts on you and you can go down pretty fast. Luckily I haven't died yet here, and I hope it stays that way, but yeah, there's just a few tips just to keep in mind. So there we go, I've just finished my Armadyl trip and I got 107 KC. What's good about this method as well is that the amount of overloads and restores you bring normally time perfectly, and you usually run out of both at exactly the same time, which has happened here. I literally just drank the last dose of restore then, and as you can see, my familiar is actually about to run out as well, so yeah, pretty good. So what I'm actually going to do now is price check what I got. So of course I got the Armadyl gloves. Wow, I couldn't believe that. And I also got 411k in the money pouch. You might be thinking, why have I got Armadyl gloves there and no gloves in my gear setup now? That is because my Swift gloves ran out of charge when I was doing the trip, so always look out for that. Just double check the charge. I must have forgot to do mine, and yeah, they actually broke, but kind of lucky I got Armadyl gloves as a drop, as I just used them. But if I do quickly just price check this and just show you how much sort of an average trip is, then you can just work it out yourself how much it's going to be. So I think that is everything. I did get, oh, there's some stuff down here. I did get an FG and an elite clue scroll as well, so that's pretty decent. But yeah, the main drop of course is the Armadyl gloves at 2.5 mil, but yeah, all of it adds up to 3.7 mil, so that's not too bad. If I took out the Armadyl gloves, you could say it isn't worth it, but I'm guessing if I do put the Armadyl gloves in, it kind of does make it worth it for the time I'm there. But the good thing about God Wars, or the main thing people go God Wars for, is of course to try and get lucky and get the rare items. I kind of did get lucky with the Armadyl gloves, but they're not exactly the most expensive, so it just doesn't make it seem too much. But overall, it's a really good method to make money, especially if you do have the requirements, as it is very, very easy. But really guys, that is going to be it for this guide. I was going to say episode then, because I usually do episodes, but this will be it for my Armadyl guide. If it helped you, or if you learned anything, please give the video a like, and also subscribe for more boss guides and all sorts of things like that. But apart from that guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.